That's phenomenal.
If we
So
recall,
I towards funding the VFW and the
Yeah.
American Legion,
yeah,
regardless of a request.
yeah. Matter of fact, I
agree.
think you introduced it last year. They didn't even put in anything, and you introduced it, the board funded it, and this year we sent out a letter, but we didn't get a response back. But I'm not gonna assume, I can't explain what goes on at their agencies. I'm just saying, we gave them one.
I can, but I'm not sure you want to know.
Well, I'm on TV. So,
They do a good job, at $1,000.
we're just trying to look at, what we funded this year's appropriations
Right.
for, and then, I figured, well, we'll carry it forward. You have others that ask for, more, but I heard the word level funded. These are charitable, or these are grants basically from us to them, so we held the line. The board's free to change these if you'd like. I'm cautious with some of them, like
Oh, I do have another question. I'm sorry. Just occurred to me. The National Transportation thing. Are we going to be able? Do we have enough money to cover that? Because I know last year we had to add money to it.
If you recall, we went from 16,000 the previous year to 28,000. I didn't get their request yet, but I have to assume at this point $28,000 is in the ballpark of what we need. I suppose if
Okay.
something changes, we could take it up with the budget committee, because once it leaves your hands, it's out of your hands. But I didn't get anything, so I at least level funded them to the higher level that they asked for last year.
Is that just the elderly
Right. 'cause
transit?
a lot of citizens
That is folks
use
that handicap folks that, yeah.
particular.
Yeah.
That's what-
So what it is, it's a subsidized program for elderly and/or disabled. So, there's subsidies out there, federal government, whatever, but then there's rideshare. A lot of these folks pay a $5, I think, payment, but we subsidize it. Merrimack subsidizes it. Nashua subsidizes
No,
it.
I'm good with it. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I knew what it was.
Yeah, it's, believe me, the people that depend on it
Yep.
really depend on it.
No, it's valuable, that's for sure. Like I said, I just was wondering.
Yep.
At first, when I saw it, I was thinking the bus system over there.
Yeah,
That's why I wanted
it basically can take folks over to appointments over there, or
Yeah.
we have folks go to the adult day program over here, or they may go to an adult day program in Nashua or Merrimack.
Yeah.
Or they have mobility issues and they need to go to some sort of doctor or some sort of appointment. They can get on a regular schedule. It's pretty much a regular schedule type of thing. And believe me, I've talked to folks who've used it, and it's pretty much their only lifeline.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, again, I didn't see their request yet. I don't know if they don't have their act together, but I couldn't not fund it because it won't bite us if we don't.
Sure.
So again, the only new one we had was the Millstone Wildlife, which I did not add in because I didn't want to presume anything. But if you wanted to, you could add 1,500 or some other number to the appropriation.
That request come from them or from it came from the police department, right?
It came through our animal control officer.
They requested it of the police.
Correct.
Yeah,
She
okay.
works closely hand in hand with them. Again, you'll get animals that they're not a dog or a cat, so we're not boarding them, or they need to go to rehabilitation. It serves the area.
They're the only ones
So
around
what else
this
is
area.
what else is
Yep.
the alternative? I mean, we got a
I don't want to say on TV.
legal alternative.
We relocate them to heaven.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we do.
And I just had one other question, and maybe it was this, but the one that was in the book was at 78.9 for funds requested, and the one that was in the handout tonight was 95.4. Was that
So-
just a typo, or I
Nope,
didn't
so
see
for
it?
fiscal '24.
No,
that's
for
the-
25.
Yeah, but I'm just.
Oh, sorry.
But for fiscal '24, those are the appropriations you approved.
Yep.
When I went to the fiscal '25 funds requested, I did not get in writing requests for the things that say zero. So it just adds to 95. But if you go to the next column, I funded the ones that forgot to ask for the money, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm asking, so the bottom number there, below that, so 78.9, the one that was in our booklet, and then, and this one, was it just a typo?
I'm not sure what you're looking at.
Total community grants paid under fiscal year 25, in the booklet it's 78.9. I guess either way, it doesn't make a difference, but,
Oh, you're looking at the original one, yeah.
yeah, I just didn't know, was that just a typo? Because it looks like everything was just roughly the
Something
same.
different than I got?
There's a $7,000 one.
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Food pantry.
As I told you, I was getting people
part of the
sending me
difference,
requests
that
up till last
7,000.
week, but you already had your
Oh,
books.
Third from the bottom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
7,000?
Yeah. I see what you're
I see
saying.
the, I see the 7,000, yeah.
That's a big difference.
I was still getting requests through last Friday,
Okay.
but you had already had your books, and it's just, when I start changing pages on you, it gets a little difficult.
No, no, I appreciate this, I just want to make sure if there was
Yeah.
what it was,
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
But right now, in the budget, is 104,884.
Right, yep, that's, no, I understand that, I just didn't know which one was missing.
I'm
on
sorry,
the first-
I updated my book, I didn't
No,
update yours.
that's fine, I mean, the
Other than,
update-
well, you have it tonight.
Yeah, the update's here, I was just more curious what
Yeah.
that change was.
Yeah, people had finally submitted them, but they didn't submit them in time for the publication of the book.
Yeah, that, no,
Going forward, that will be as updated as I can make it for the budget committee.
Right, so just to make it clear, because we did not get requests from the VFW and the Legion, do we want to make a motion to add that back in? I know he's got it in there, but we didn't get a request, that way it just,
I mean,
the board did it versus a request.
I'm fine with it being in there, but do you need a motion?
I would support that. I make that motion.
Okay,
I second that motion.
okay, motion on the floor by Selectman Roy, seconded by Selectman Gusford. Any further discussion?
Could I make one suggestion? You
Yep.
might want to consider anybody who has a zero to make sure they're in the
well,
budget
that's why, if you're
too.
gonna do it, you
Is
gotta
that what I missed?
There's-
Is
do
there
them
more?
all.
Yeah, the Nashua Transit didn't submit anything
Yeah.
yet.
Oh, okay.
Hudson Fish and
Hudson
Game.
Fish and Game, and the Big Brothers Big Sisters.
All right.
Those are all perennial agencies. They did not submit.
All right.
If you're doing that, I just think.
Yeah,
say do
so
them
Selectman Roy, would you amend your motion?
So what is the verbiage that I should use? I guess I'm asking Steve that question.
So we're funding Big Brothers Big Sisters, the Hudson Fish and Game, the Nashua Transit, the American Legion, and the VFW. At the
Okay,
level,
I'll amend.
yeah.
Okay, Selectman Gusford, would you,
I will second, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree to.
Okay.
to change the second.
thank you. Motion on the floor by Selectman Roy, seconded by Selectman Gusford. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Selectman Dumont?
Aye.
Selectman Gaspard?
Aye.
Selectman Roy?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Warren?
Aye.
All in favor, motion carries.
So just to be clear, you want to read off which ones we did again?
Yes, you did Big Brothers Big Sisters. That was $3,000. You did Hudson Fish and Game. That's $500. You did Nashua Transit. That's $28,549. You did the American Legion Hudson Post 48. That's $1,000. You did the VFW Hudson Post 5791. $1,000.
Did you say Millstone too?
I did not because
Okay.
that's a separate issue.
Now, what would we like to do, Selectman Dumont?
I was just gonna ask, before we get on that, and I mean, I'm fine with the motion, but do you need a motion? I mean, if it's in the budget and then we approve the budget.
But they didn't
Yeah.
send us, we did this basically by request, and we
Yeah.
got requests from them, but as Selectman Roy had brought those two forward in a motion last year, so just to keep it consistent that the board approved it, that's all.
It's not harmful.
Right.
No, I don't
It
think
ends
it's
up to be the
harmful,
same
yeah, I
thing.
just didn't know, because
Yeah.
when you start getting kind of into the nitty gritty, do you make a
Yeah.
motion about everything, or are we making a motion, are we approving the budget at the
Again,
end?
I put it in as an
So-
assumption, but you formalized
Right,
it.
we
We don't
just,
want
that's
anything
all.
to get missed, if you're gonna make a motion about something, then
Oh, they just didn't give us a request, so they didn't ask us for anything, we're just
Not
supporting
necessarily
them.
just about this part of the budget, but about
I think this is
any other
really kind of
changes.
the,
Right.
I think this is probably the only spot you're really gonna see this, because
Okay.
it comes outside of us. Everything else we did,
Yep.
what we do, this, I can't control what they send me.
Okay.
And the thing is, when we finalize the budget as a whole, it will finalize this as a whole.
Well, that's what I was figuring it
Yeah.
would just happen anyways that way, but, yeah.
Right, yeah.
So I'm fine with it either way, I just wanted the clarity.
Okay.
If you wanted to consider the millstone, you would have to make a separate motion there, because
Right.
that is, I did not assume that in the budget. That would
Right.
be in addition to whatever's here. That's entirely up to you folks.
Anybody like to make that motion? And looking at it, we use them quite a bit, and with the support that we have in this town for conservation land and looking at the type of animals that go to this facility, I think it kind of fits right in.
Yeah, I'll make that motion that we add in wildlife.
You're adding in $1,500 to the Millstone Wildlife Center to cost center 5920-259.
Anyone like to second it?
I'll second.
Motion on the floor by Selectman Gusford, seconded by Selectman Roy. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Selectman Dumont?
Aye.
Selectman Gaspard? Selectman Roy?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Warren?
Aye.
All in favor, motion carries.
I believe that wraps up community grants. If there aren't any other questions, patriotic purposes. We make contributions to Old Home Days fireworks, and the Memorial Day observance and parade. And this is level funded.
Do you know how long it's been since we've raised this, especially with the way costs have gone up?
So at some point, and I can't remember the year, it was 5,300. This was probably, 15 years ago.
15 years ago?
Yeah.
Do we want to do anything with this line?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still,
I mean, again, this is all,
What do you think, Dave?
sorry, Selectman Roy, go
What do
ahead.
you think?
I said, what do you think?
Well, that's what, this line basically supports the whole town. It's probably the two bigger events that we have, the Memorial Day Parade and Old Homes Day.
Yep,
You know,
I understand that. I'm just looking for your thoughts about how much you might want to.
oh, I was gonna allow questions first. Selectman Dumont?
so I don't think it's a bad idea. I think, quite frankly, I think more people believe that Hudson funds these fulfill
Oh, I know. That's surprising.
in totality than we actually do. But would it be a good idea to maybe try to get some actual numbers, what the actual cost for Old Homes Days was, what the actual cost of the fireworks were, or do you want to just kind of